Did you know that 90% of serotonin, which is that feel-good hormone, is actually produced in your gut and not your brain? What if I told you that the key to managing stress and anxiety might be lurking in your very own kitchen? As the seasons transition, and at the time of recording this video, we're transitioning from summer to fall, it can bring about new challenges and stressors. The transition from the carefree days of summer to the more structured routines of fall can leave a lot of people feeling overwhelmed. And I'm putting my hand up for this one because I feel overwhelmed when the seasons change as well. When stress hits, many of us turn to comfort foods to help us to feel better. And yes, those foods might make you feel better momentarily. It can often lead to things like irritability, brain fog, and fatigue. But here's what most people realize. Nutrition can have a profound impact on your stress levels as well as your mental health. Now, before we dive in, I want to make this clear. Food is not meant to be a replacement for speaking to a licensed mental health professional. If you're watching this video, if you are facing severe mental health challenges, if you are having thoughts of self-harm, please consult a licensed medical health professional immediately. Now, before we share why food can be such a powerful ally against stress, I want to share why this hits so close to home for me. I also want to acknowledge that this topic can be triggering for some people, so I just want to make sure that I'm mentioning that. Now, I've shared on this channel before that I had a miscarriage, which is a fate that I do not wish on anyone. Now, after one of my miscarriages, I found myself turning to foods for comfort because I thought, what's the point? I was eating healthy anyways, and I still had this miscarriage. So I found myself turning to a lot of sugary foods, a lot of processed foods to make myself feel better. But those foods, yes, I felt better temporarily, but they actually made me feel worse in the long run. I felt irritable, I felt more fatigued, and I just did not feel good. I also started to feel guilty because here I am as a health professional helping other people to eat healthier, but here I was eating all of these foods that I knew weren't good for me because I was turning to those foods for comfort. I was turning to those foods as a crutch to make myself feel better. And that's the thing when we turn to these foods for comfort. Yes, they can make us feel good momentarily, but it's a temporary fix. It's like putting a Band-Aid on an open, gaping wound. So after I was eating all of these foods and turning to these foods for comfort, I eventually realized that I owed it to myself. I owed it to those people around me that were trying to hold me up, that were being very supportive to me, my friends, my family, my husband. I owed it to them and I owed it to myself to take care of my health. So one day I got up off the couch after watching back-to-back Good Wife episodes. I kid you not, this is a true story. I binge watched all the seasons of The Good Wife, which is an excellent show, by the way. One day I finally decided to get off the couch. I went to the kitchen and I said, I'm just gonna make myself lunch. I'm gonna see how this goes. So I made lunch, I made one meal, I made another meal, and eventually I started to feel better. And just the process of actually taking care of myself, the process of actually cooking food, that in itself was some sort of therapy for me as well, because it just made me feel good about myself that I was actually doing something and putting foods into my body that I knew that were gonna nurture me. And speaking of foods that nurture you, once I learned that these foods were actually helping to improve my physical health and my mental health, I went down a rabbit hole of researching the connection between foods and our brain health, foods and our mood, foods and anxiety levels, and that's why I talk about what I talk about today. So really, that was the story behind my brand, Food Swap Foodie. Just learning how to make some of the foods I was eating, like all of those cookies, a little bit healthier, how to make pasta healthier, all those different foods that I loved and I craved, but just trying to make one or two key ingredient swaps to make those foods healthier. As a nutritionist, I have been so privileged to help people to eat healthier, to see those light bulbs go off when they realize that, you know what, I can still eat the foods I love in a healthier way and have them still taste good. I witnessed in my life and other people's life firsthand the transformation that occurs when we're putting the right foods, when we're putting the right nutrients into our bodies. The right nutrients can be a powerful tool with helping to manage stress and anxiety. Thanks for allowing me to share that. I wasn't sure how much of that story I was going to share in this video, but just in case there's somebody out there listening to this, maybe you've been through a miscarriage yourself, maybe you've been through a really challenging time in your life. It could be be divorce, it could be loss of a loved one. There's all certain reasons and all sorts of devastating life circumstances that allow us to turn to food to soothe our emotions. So if that's you and you're watching this, I want you to let you know that I see you, I understand you, I feel you, and I want to encourage you to just do one thing today to make yourself feel better. Just get into the kitchen and just make one meal and see how you feel. Let me know in the comments how that goes for you. Okay, so it's not just about understanding which foods help with stress, it's also understanding the why. Why do they help to alleviate our stress? So let's start with the connection between food and your mood. And it's all of a result of a combination of hormones and neurotransmitters. Let's start with the fascinating connection between food and your mood. So your gut is considered to be your second brain, and for good reason. About 90% of serotonin, this is the feel-good hormone, feel-good neurotransmitter, is actually produced in your gut and not your brain. Serotonin is also responsible for regulating your mood, your sleep, and your appetite. So the relationship between your gut and your brain is bidirectional. And that just simply means that they talk to each other. So your brain sends messages to your gut and your gut sends messages to your brain, and they do this through chemicals called neurotransmitters. So things like serotonin as well as dopamine. This is why when you feel stressed, you may actually get an upset stomach, because when you're stressed, it actually throws off your digestive tract. So what you eat directly impacts your serotonin levels. For instance, foods rich in tryptophan, so that's foods like chicken, turkey, and nuts, may actually help to boost levels of serotonin in your body. Carbohydrates can also help to influence levels of serotonin in your body. And this is another reason why I am not a fan of eliminating carbohydrates from your diet. When you eat carbs, it helps to trigger insulin release, which helps amino acids to get more into your cells. This may help to improve your mood. All right, so let's talk about the best stress relief foods. I love so many foods on this list, and as I go through these, let me know in the comments which one you love or which one you're gonna try. First up, we have foods rich in antioxidants. This helps to prevent oxidative stress in your body. Oxidative stress can damage brain cells and may also lead to mood disorders. Your best bet with getting antioxidants is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, all of these are super rich in antioxidants. Next up, we have omega-3 fatty acids, and you can find these in fish. So fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and trout. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which may help to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. And a fun fact, the areas of the world where they consume the most fish, they also have the lowest rates of depression. Omega-3s also help to support neurotransmitter production. Next up, we have complex carbohydrates, and this is a group of foods that I absolutely love. So we're talking beans, lentils, legumes, sweet potatoes, quinoa. All of these foods provide steady glucose to the brain, which helps to maintain your energy levels and may also help to improve your mood. For example, sweet potatoes, one of my favorite foods on this entire planet, is rich in vitamin B6. And vitamin B6 helps with the production of the neurotransmitter serotonin. Again, serotonin helps your body to cope with stress and anxiety. Next up, we have leafy greens. So things like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. All of these foods are rich in folate. Folate is vital for neurotransmitter production as well as helping to regulate mood. Now, a lot of people think that folic acid is good for moms to be, and yes, it is, but another fun fact is that folic acid has been used for years in clinical trials for helping with aiding in depression. Next, we have nuts and seeds. There's so many of them: almonds, walnuts, pepitas, hemp seeds, chia seeds. These are nutritional powerhouses packed with healthy fats as well as lots of different nutrients that may help to improve your mood. Next, we have lean protein, so things like chicken, fish, and tofu. They provide the amino acids necessary for serotonin and dopamine production. Now let's make this practical and talk about how you can actually squeeze these foods into your diet on a more regular basis. Okay, so let's start with breakfast. So breakfast could be a bowl of oatmeal that you top with maybe some berries for some antioxidants and some nuts for some healthy fats. Plus, you're getting the whole grains from the oatmeal. For something savory, maybe you do some scrambled eggs, maybe with some tomatoes. Maybe you could pop in a little bit of cottage cheese in there to bump up that protein. Oh, I also love adding spinach to my scrambled eggs as well. It's a great and easy way to get in those leafy greens. I also really love lentils with poached eggs. And the great thing about that is if you also add some leafy greens, you're getting a lot of folate from both the lentils as well as those leafy greens. If you're short on time, just whip up a smoothie. Make it a blueberry smoothie with some walnuts. Again, blueberries are really high in antioxidants, and then you have walnuts for those healthy fats. Walnuts are actually one of the best foods you can eat for your brain as well because they are a rich source of those omega-3 fatty acids. And I actually believe it's no coincidence that a walnut actually looks like a brain. For lunch, create a very colorful salad. Lots of leafy greens. You can do some red bell peppers, some yellow bell peppers. Add some chicken, maybe some beans or some tofu for protein. Make a simple dressing with olive oil, some lemon. If you like it creamy, maybe you add in a little bit of tahini. Or you can add in some apple cider vinegar as well, enhance those gut health benefits. Next, let's talk snacks. So you want to ditch those processed snacks for like a homemade trail mix instead. So you could do things again like almonds, some walnuts, maybe some pepitas, which I really love. Nuts are the highest non-dairy source of calcium, and almonds are actually very rich in calcium. Calcium also helps with vitamin D absorption, and lower levels of vitamin D have been linked to higher rates of depression. If you're craving something sweet for your snack, maybe you do some Greek yogurt, add in some fresh berries, again for those antioxidants. Maybe you drizzle on a little bit of maple syrup or some honey. Now, this is also great for gut health as well because Greek yogurt is so good for gut health because of those probiotics. Plus, it tastes even better when you top off that Greek yogurt with some homemade granola, which I made recently on the channel. So make sure to click on the link in the description to check out that recipe for my homemade granola. You'll also find lots of healthy snacks for work in that video as well. I also love enjoying dark chocolate with nuts. Now, when you're doing dark chocolate, go for at least 70% cocoa. The higher the amount of cocoa in there is the better because the more polyphenols is going to be in the chocolate. Dark chocolate is also rich in magnesium, and magnesium is known as that anti-stress mineral, and it actually gets depleted in the body during high times of stress. So if you're going through a stressful period, you definitely want to make sure that you're adding in those rich sources of magnesium like dark chocolate. So hey, now you got a reason to eat some chocolate. Magnesium is essential for regaining calm and has also been used in clinical trials for treating depression. For dinner, load up on some fatty fish like salmon, maybe some quinoa for some extra protein and whole grains. Maybe you add in some leafy greens in there as well. The omega-3 fatty acids that you find in salmon may help to regulate your mood as well as helping to enhance brain function as well and helping to manage stress levels too. Don't forget to hydrate with some herbal teas. So you can also do herbal teas in the evening, things like chamomile. I also like reishi tea as well. So reishi is a mushroom, which is an adaptogen that actually helps your body to adapt to and manage stress. So adding in teas like reishi tea, as well as ashwagandha, which is also another herb that helps your body to manage stress. I like adding those in the evening. So at the end of my day, as I'm unwinding, again, to help my body to be able to regulate stress more effectively. So try to not be too hard on yourself if you find yourself reaching for those foods for comfort. It is totally okay to indulge occasionally. It really is the overall pattern of your diet that matters the most. Hey, I don't eat perfectly all the time either. By gradually adding in these mood boosting foods to your diet, over time, you may start to see your stress levels decrease and your overall mood improve. If you feel overwhelmed by food cravings, as well as those stress-driven food choices, I want to invite you to join my Healthy Eating Challenge. It's on demand, so you get instant access to all 5 videos. You'll learn how to enjoy your favorite foods without guilt using my simple food swap formula. I'll place a link in the description so you can check it out. And if you struggle with emotional eating, make sure to watch my next video to discover what triggers you to overeat so you can finally break free.